Why should I do business with you? This is what they're asking. This is what they would like to know. This is what's going through their mind when they get here. Why should I do business with you? Why you? What is it about your place? What is it about you that's going to get me to come out with my hard-earned money?
Honesty.
Honesty, trust, enthusiasm. But this is the question, okay? Now, who's on your team? You have the customer. You have the dealership, and you have you. You notice what I don't have on there. You notice that the vehicle is not up there, right? The vehicle is what it is. It is a prop, okay? That vehicle is made exactly the same at every other dealership of the same brand in the area. So again, there's nothing you're going to point out as far as in a feature on yours that this one doesn't have, okay? So it boils down to you and them, okay? You and them and the dealership. The dealership is an excellent asset to your ability to build trust with your people, and I'll show you how. Okay, now, when you go meet with somebody, you have the face-to-face, you have the telephone, you have email, okay, as ways to communicate with them. Now, the purpose of an interview or a meeting with somebody or sitting down talking with them is to build rapport, to establish a relationship of some kind, a connection, or a common ground, should I say, between them and you, okay? And at all times, fellas, no matter what level of business you're in, even in your personal lives, you should always be looking for ways to be a solution provider. A solution provider. When you can solve problems that other people are having, you will be effective and you will be profitable.
Winner.
You most definitely.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're making people's lives better. And is there anybody in this room that would cuss somebody out for trying to make their life better? That'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So think about it. If none of you would do that, 9 times out of 10, the general public or the other people feel the exact same way. We all are looking for ways to be better. At the end of the day, what it boils down to, guys, we all want to feel important. Period. Why does a person want a nice house and a nice car and be able to pay their bills and provide for their family? Makes them feel good. Makes them feel important. Why do you want to be able to take your wife or your girlfriend or your partner out to do nice things? Because it makes you feel important. You know? Why do we dress a certain way? It makes us feel important. That is what all of us want, is to feel important. But it is the thing that so many people forget about when they're dealing with other people. They're so focused on making themselves the important part of the situation that they miss out on the opportunity to make someone else feel important. And that pays far more dividends than any piece of technical knowledge that you will ever share with them. So you have to understand that human beings, we are not logical creatures. We're not. We're not at all. Think about it. If we were logical creatures, none of us would eat meat. We wouldn't drink pop. We wouldn't go out and spend $150,000, $200,000 on a car. We wouldn't go spend $1,000 on suits. We wouldn't need to have 5 houses all over the country or spread out over the world, or a house with 30 bedrooms and our family only has 2 kids. We're not logical thinkers. We're emotional thinkers. Ooh, man, I want to go get that suit. Yeah, it's $1,000, but man, everybody that wears this, you know, it says something about it. Ooh, I want to go get that Mercedes. Why? Because it says something about who I am. It makes me look like a big shot. Okay? You have to understand that. If you talk to somebody and tell them to do things logically, it'll go in one ear and out the other. They'll know what they should do, but will they do it? Probably not. Think about us in our own lives. How many things do you do on a daily basis that you know logically there's no way you should do it? But you do it every day. Why? Because I want it. Go eat that big fat greasy burger with bacon on it. Now you know. Logically, you should eat something healthier, but doggone it, man, it looks so good, I want it now. You know? That's the way we operate. Now we buy based off 90% emotion. We back it up with logic. And I'll break that down a little bit as we go through. Now, okay, now let me go through. Okay, now the 5 basic ingredients of the sale. Number 1, you got you. You sell yourself. And you're selling yourself from the moment you wake up. It's not about when you get to the dealership. It's when you wake up. You're setting the stage. You're getting it ready. When you get in your car in the morning and it's cold outside, what do you typically do? Put the heat on. Do you sit in it do you sit in the car for a while after you turn it on before you pull off if it's cold? Or do you just jump in it, hit it in gear and drive? You sit in it. Why are you sitting in it? To let it do what? Warm up, right? Now, think about it. If we will sit in a vehicle to give it time to warm up, because we know if we get in it right when it's cold and try to operate it, it may not work at its best. Why is it that us as human beings, we don't do the same thing for ourselves? We decide that we're going to get in go mode and mode to start performing at work when we get to work. As opposed to when we wake up, start conditioning ourselves so by the time we get there, we're already locked and loaded and ready to go. Think about it now. On your phones, how many of you have done updates on your phone? Because you know you got to do the updates and the technology. Everybody, right? Everybody. Now, why is this? Why is it that a person will focus more on updating the technology on their phone? Why do we update the technology on the phone when it asks us to?
It's supposed to be better.
It's supposed to make it better, right? Now, we will update the technology on our phone to make it perform better, but we won't upgrade the technology in our brain to make us perform better. We'll upgrade the technology on our cell phone to do all of those updates, but we won't update our minds. If your phone needs to be updated to perform, and it's a small piece of small computer, your mind is the supercomputer, which it truly is. The human mind has far more capacity than that doggone phone. And yet we'll do the updates, the system updates, so it can perform better, but we won't do updates on our own mind and on our own way of thinking to help us perform better.
Because the human created the computer.
Right? So you have to think about it like this. Next time you do an update on your phone, you need to really key in on like, man, if I'm going to update this doggone phone, what have I done to update my own thinking, my own mind? And I tell people, when the new year comes around, everybody's got all these resolutions. And I say, man, you can bring an old mind into a new year and you're going to get the same results you got last year. You bring an old mind into a new year, you're no different. Matter of fact, you're older. Okay? So you sell yourself. Next, you sell the store. Then, product. Your goal is to present the product in the best light. Price. Now, let me ask you all this question. How many of you, and be honest, if money's a little tight, you got to get some things from the grocery store. You stop at Walmart or Rouse's. Y'all have Rouse's here? Yeah. You stop at Walmart or Rouse's, okay? And when you go in there, how many of you, money's a little tight, but you need to get some things, will typically look for the cheapest thing if you can get it? Show me your hand. All right. Now, let me ask you a question, because I believe, if I understand you correctly, and I believe that I do, okay? Is it that when you go to the store, you get the cheapest thing, or is it what you really go get is the least expensive best option?
The best option.
Least expensive, best.
Now think about it. All of you are highly intelligent men. But yet even you in a situation, the way that you would describe or articulate what you're doing is you're going to get the cheapest thing. But in truth, you're not. In truth, what we go to get is the least expensive best option. So what that shows you is that when you're engaging in communication with people that are come up, they may say one thing to you, but understand there is a meaning within a meaning of what they say. Just like with you all. When we talked about shopping, you all just said, I get the cheapest thing. But as soon as I said, what you really mean is the least expensive best option, everybody said, oh yeah, that's it. But you meant this. But what you said was this. Okay? And this is the way many people communicate. Not intentionally. They just aren't skilled or equipped to be able to articulate themselves or present their words in a way that truly describes what's really going on.